Hey gang, Happy New Year and welcome to Jumpstart January at Austin Dental Spa. Hi, I'm Mark Sweeney, owner and chief dentist at Austin Dental Spa. And if you don't know what these are, then you've obviously never jump-started the battery of a car. Up until probably just 2 years ago, I used to carry a pair of these around in my car at all times because you never knew when you walk out of someplace and you see somebody with their hood open and they're staring into the inside of the car because they can't figure out what's going on, and usually it's the battery is dead, and you hook these things up battery to battery on cars and they can start their car. And so anyway, we thought it'd be a cute little Jumpstart January, and I've got a really good one for you today. By the way, I'm Mark Sweeney, and I think I already said that, so I need to be jump-started. Anyway, we're going to have a fun time today because we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, New Year's resolutions, and we're going to talk about why people don't keep them. Believe it or not, there are companies that research this stuff and keep statistics. I think you'll be interested at some of the things that I'm going to share with you today. And then, of course, I always have a health tip at the end. So, New Year's resolutions. Did you know that 41% of people make New Year's resolutions, but 91% of them don't keep them? And I'll tell you about Quitter's Day here in just a second. That means only 9% of people who make New Year's resolutions actually follow through on them. And we're going to talk about 4 distinct things that you can do to try to avert that, because we're coming up on Quitter's Day. What's Quitter's Day? It's actually January 19th, and there's a company called Strava, S-T-R-A-V-A, that's an internet service that tracks physical exercise. And so in 2019, of course, the pandemic kind of shut down a lot of this stuff, but the last normal year we had before all the craziness, they tracked 800 million user-logged activities on the internet where people had their Apple phones, or were riding the the Pelotons and things like that track things using Wi-Fi, and users could keep up with their activities on the internet. So 800 million of these things, that's a pretty huge data sample. And they found that most people that make New Year's resolutions have quit just watching their activity online by January 19th. So this company termed January 19th Quitter's Day. And that's next week. So actually, a week and a day, it'll be a week from tomorrow. So anyway, how can you be one of those 9% that doesn't succumb by Quitter's Day? Here's a few things that can help. And these are all just tried and true principles for setting goals. I've heard these most of my life when I first was exposed to goal setting. And so some of these, if you're used to doing this, they're going to sound familiar. But interesting for the first one, set specific and challenging goals. They found that if there's no challenge to it, I'm going to walk 20 minutes a day, it's not challenging enough. And so people are less likely to stay motivated to do it. And the most important thing is set a goal. Write down what you're going to do, and you're more likely to do it. If you just say, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by summertime, you're not as likely to do it as if you say, okay, to lose 30 pounds by the end of May, I've got to lose this many pounds every month, and then work backwards. That means I need to lose this many pounds every week, and I'm going to stop eating these, or I'm going to start eating more healthy things, or I'm going to walk 45 minutes every day. You got to set very specific goals and write them down. Number 2, you want to set goals that you know in your own heart that you can pursue with relentless drive and passion. Those are 2 very important things that the researchers found, is that those 9% that were goal setters that actually made it past January 19th had a passion and a purpose behind it. Something hopefully better than, I had a heart attack, so I need to lose, 50 pounds, or I need to stop smoking. Those kind of got done to you. These are people that do things for themselves because they've got an overriding goal that's driving them forward. So you ask yourself questions like, how badly do I want it? What's holding me, what or who is holding me accountable at the end? And is my heart truly in it at the start? What's life going to look like when I do achieve that goal? That's a big one. If you can visualize what it's going to look and feel like when you actually have achieved that goal, it gives you some passion and motivation. And in the end, the WIFM, what's in it for me? Will it be worth it at the end if I do stick with it and achieve these goals? Those give you motivation to keep moving forward past January 19th. Big week, big day next week. Number 3, and this is very important, get a support system. There's a big thing. The term accountability partner wasn't even around back when I was younger, but in the last 10 years, that term gets thrown around pretty regularly, whether it's a person at the gym or just a friend of yours that you share, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by Memorial Weekend, and your accountability partner, every time y'all talk, they're supposed to check in with you. How's the weight loss going? Have you stuck with no sugar? Have you stuck with walking 20 minutes a day? Are you sticking with eating all vegetables and no refined carbohydrates? That's an accountability partner. I have 2 different coaches in my own life, one for the dental aspect of my life and one just as a business owner in general. And I couldn't achieve the things that I achieve every year without those accountability partners. I pay them as coaches. I have a personal trainer, because if you left it up to me to go to the gym, I'd just do the same old routine every time and I'd finally get bored and quit. But with that personal trainer I'm seeing every Thursday, I know the other 2 workouts I do during the week that he's going to know if I did them at the intensity level that I needed to, because he's going to kick my what if I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. So basically, he's an accountability partner. So there's 3 in my life. Get a friend, a coach, an accountability partner, and share what you're trying to do with them, and then allow them to hold you accountable. Number 4, and finally, this is a big one. I mentioned it earlier. If you've got a big, hairy goal, cut it into smaller segments. If you are going to lose 30 pounds by Memorial Weekend, well, that's a big goal, especially if you haven't been working out and you haven't been walking and you haven't been eating right for a while. It's hard to even imagine 30 pounds. And if the first month you only lose 5 pounds, you're going to lose your motivation. But if you back it up and say, okay, that's 5 pounds a month that I need to lose, that's only 1 pound a week. You can do that. It's more achievable. So if you break it into those smaller goals and keep your big, hairy goal, but do the smaller ones in addition to that, kind of as sub goals, and it'll help keep you motivated to achieve the big, hairy, audacious goal. That's from Jim Collins in the book Good to Great. He called them BHAGs. Anyway, those are 4 really solid tips that are time proven. They've stood the test of time to help you achieve your New Year's resolutions. And my health tip for the week, coronavirus is still out there. The flu is back. There's all kinds of respiratory stuff going around. Vitamin D. I've been preaching this since way before the pandemic even. Vitamin D levels go down during the winter time, especially in places up north where the sun is not out for very much during the winter months. And in every country, like Norway, Sweden, Finland, the Scandinavian countries, they actually give vitamin D supplements in some of those countries to their residents because the sun doesn't shine for about 4 months of the year. So vitamin D is called the sunshine vitamin because when sunshine hits your skin will help make vitamin D for your body. But you need it as a supplement this time of the year because it's hard to get an hour of sun exposure during this time of the year. And yet it's very important to keep your respiratory system in good shape. So take your vitamin D supplements, 100 international units, 100 IU or 200 IU a day, and that all it takes, a little gel cap about that size. It'll help keep you healthy, and that's our goal for jumpstart January. See you next week for another version of Wisdom Wednesday.